This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states or situations.
Let's be completely honest. Are you happy with your job? The fact is, a huge number of people can't say yes to that. Too many of us are stuck in a job we've outgrown or one we never really wanted in the first place. But we stick it out and we give reasons like, what if the next move is worse? And I've put years into this place. And maybe the most common one, isn't everyone miserable at work? But there's a difference between reasons for staying and excuses for not leaving. It's time to get unstuck. It's time for Strawberry.me. They match you with a certified career coach who helps you get from where you are to where you want to be, either at your existing job or by helping you find a new one. Your coach helps clarify your goals, creates a plan, and keeps you accountable along the way. Go to strawberry.me/career and get 50% off your first coaching session. That's strawberry.me/career.
Acast powers the world's best podcasts. Here's a show that we recommend.
Chicago, 2011. A cop is murdered. Police and prosecutors swear they have the trigger man. He swears he didn't do it. How far will each side go to prove they're right?
Like it's just one bombshell after another, where you're like, what?
The story of a PlayStation, a brain-eating amoeba, and the relentless pursuit of justice. Off Duty, out now. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Acast helps creators launch, grow, and monetize their podcasts everywhere. Acast.com.
Hello and welcome back to the Psych Legal Pop Podcast. This is a podcast where we talk about popular culture through the lens of an attorney and a therapist. I'm Tess Brigham. I'm the therapist.
And I'm Brooke Brigham. I'm the attorney.
And we are back today covering The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, Season 4. And we are talking about today episodes 1 and 2. 1 is The Book of Taking Flight, and 2 is The Book of Secrets. This is a show, actually, the first season, which I think was like 8 episodes, I remember binge watching in one day because we did it with Corey and Carly. And then I don't think we covered the second season. I don't know. And then we talked to Reality Gaze about the third season, I think, or maybe that was the second season. I can't keep track of it, but I think I've watched most of the episodes, but sometimes you got to piece some stuff together because there's some gaps of other things that I miss sometimes with this show.
Yeah, I haven't watched it in a while, but it's pretty easy to catch on. And, they're in the news a lot. We knew about, we watched Whitney and Jen on Dancing with the Stars. And, we know about Taylor being cast as the Bachelorette and a lot of this stuff. I had to catch up. I'm now fully caught up on this whole Marciano scandal. And in fact, for our next episode, the next episode that airs after this one, I'll be talking about the defamation lawsuit that he's just filed against Demi. Very interesting. Yeah, this whole thing with Demi and Jesse and Marciano, it's like, this is a lot. I mean,
it is.
It really is. And these marriages,
yeah, I know.
Okay. But yeah, there's a lot to talk about. This show has a lot going on.
Yes. Well, so what captured me in the first 2 episodes that I watched was just how exactly what I said when season 1, when we were with Corey and Carly, we got to talk about the men. The men are the worst. Yeah. I mean, it really is. And so even the ones that are really, at the top, you're like, oh, you're okay. But I think it's interesting to watch sort of what's happened over the last couple of years. They are almost worse in some ways now than they were before, because it's like, as the fame rose with all of these women, it obviously changed. And the the husbands that have gotten the most criticism over the last couple years are the ones that seem to be like Jen and Zach. Zach seems to be kind of holding things together. I don't know. But it's hard. It's when you see some of these men, you feel like, are you really trying to make this better? Or are you pretending? Because I don't get a lot of sincerity on their end for wanting their marriages to be healthier. It feels a little bit more of like they just want the control back.
Yeah, they like the money, and they are trying to figure out how they can get that control back. Because think back to like season 1 with Jen and Zach. God, he was just so awful to her, and she was just kind of a shell of a person.
Yeah.
And now she's really flipped the script, and it's a totally different dynamic now.
Yeah.
I mean, not only was she on Dancing with the Stars, she now has a brand deal with Ben Affleck. And they're not even really related, but she still got the brand deal. The Dunkin' Donuts commercial.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, wow. And I don't know what happened with him. Why did he ever go to medical school, or did he drop out of medical school?
Yeah, that's the part I don't quite understand. I feel like they went to New York for medical school, and then they're in Arizona for medical school, and then they're back in Utah, but he's taking a break from medical school. I don't know. I feel like he started, and I don't know. And maybe she might have said to him, listen, I got all these opportunities. The show is happening. It's a big hit. I'm going. You can come along if you want, but I'm going. I mean, maybe she was that blunt about it, and he decided.
Well, and they were separated for a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
She was like, and I think that was her idea.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So he learned his lesson, I guess, for now.
Yeah.
But yeah, he looks a little like he's a little restless. Like, he's going to need more. He's going to need more attention or more something.
Yes. Yeah. So the first episode is all about, basically, it's the big event is they're going to have a sip and see, because the first 3, right, Jen, Macy, and Michaela all had babies. So they all have 3 newborns. So they decide to do the sip and see. And so the big sort of storyline of the first couple episodes is about Vanderpump Villa and Jordan, who is married to Jesse, and their marriage and this whole thing. I mean, why these two have not broken up yet is beyond me. If I was Jesse, I would be so out of there. And Jesse has a whole business that's got,
she said, she made a comment about that, about the fact that if she gets divorced from him, she's going to have to give him a bunch of money because she's the one who makes all the money.
See, I was trying to figure out because they live in a very nice house. I think that's the other thing too, is I think they have more money. And I thought maybe he came from money and that's how they had the money, but maybe it is all her.
No, it's
maybe
the hair
extensions. Absolutely, it's all the hair extensions.
Yeah, it's the house that hair extensions built. I mean,
all right, I got to get into hair extensions.
Yeah, no, I think she's the breadwinner. I don't even know what he does.
No, I don't think he does anything. I think, honestly, he's a stay-at-home. I really do. I think that's what he does. I don't think he might be, quote unquote, an entrepreneur himself, which basically means, the kids are with a babysitter or nanny, and he's, pondering ideas at Starbucks during the day. I don't think he's doing much.
Yeah, now he's the leader of DadTok.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. And they're not going to Starbucks. He's at Swig. Sorry. He's at Swig all day drinking soda.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he makes it seem like this was some sort of organic thing that happened, but no, I mean, Hulu also airs Vanderpump Villa. So they're like, well, let's just keep this train going. And so DadTok was invited to the villa, and it's all about what's going to happen at the villa. And the bulk of it is Jordan really driving this idea. And it's so transparent. It's so transparent. Like it's
He's
not
jealous.
It's not even interesting. Like we can see it from a mile away. It's not even, there's no nuance. It's not like an interesting independent film. It's like a straight on Nick at Night comedy, like no nuance. So
yeah, I mean, I went on TikTok and I, put in DadTok to see what came up.
God.
And they're making their videos, and
are they dancing?
No, they're not dancing. They're trying to just be like funny videos. I can't even remember any of them now. They did not, sear into my memory at all.
Mm-hmm.
But they've all managed to get DadTok hats. So they're all wearing the DadTok trucker hats.
Okay. Merch.
So they got hats. They have merch. And, they're just these goofy videos. I don't know who comes up with them. Like I said, the wives appear in some of them, and I'm sure that boosts the, how many people will see it. I mean, they are really, this is the funny part, because they are absolutely 100% riding off their coattails. But then remember when Jordan said that he wanted to do DadTok to prove that they weren't just riding off of MomTok's coattails or something like that. And I'm like,
then call it
so stupid.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like, then call it Dad something else.
Right. You're just stealing it.
You're basically, it's an offshoot. It's like, a show that, there's one TV show and they spin it off to another TV show. I'm sorry, but like the root was MomTok.
Right.
It's
and
so crazy.
In the MomTok, it was the signature thing was the dancing.
Mm-hmm.
And then as they got to be more famous and whatever, then they started, became more than just that. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, the fact that they're just, they look so foolish. The fact that they're just ripping this off. And I mean, Jordan is just, I don't even know how to describe him. He's just so unpalatable.
Yeah, he's or as Layla says, I fucking hate Jordan. I'm like, thank you. Get right down to the basics. Yeah. But yeah, he is a insecure, very insecure, I'm sorry, little man. And I'm not saying this because he's short. He's a little man. Mm-hmm. And so it seems to me like he was fine being supported by Jesse and maybe being this cared for guy, having this cushy life when it was private. Mm-hmm. It's almost a little bit like first it became public and then this whole thing came out with Jesse and the emotional affair and, and that bruised his ego. And it bruised his ego so much so that instead, he does not have either he doesn't want to leave or he doesn't feel like he can leave, but he's sticking around in this marriage and torturing this poor woman. And, he's exhausting. I don't get why. I mean, Jesse must really there must be something there where Jesse really doesn't want to break up her family or something. It's like, what is keeping you in this?
Well, I mean, I'm sure that has a lot. I mean, they have, I don't know how old their kids are.
Yeah.
Not that it matters. It's always, divorce is always difficult, but yeah. And, she's like leaving and staying in hotels like every few nights just to get away from him.
Yeah.
And, but he really is having to, and she just basically cheated on him on television but he just has to come to her with his, cap in hand because what he's not going to leave this lifestyle and he's not going to leave television and
no, she's the one that's going to have to initiate it. Mm-hmm. She's the one that's going to have to initiate it. And, I think that's the only way it's going to happen. But please, Jesse, I mean, life's too short. It really, I mean, he seems abusive. Like, I'm not saying that, they have these issues and they can work these things out. There's something abusive about him. Like,
he's very manipulative.
There's something like, it's like, I don't think this is something you want to go to therapy and try to work out. Mm-hmm. Even the stuff he was saying, I think this might have been at the Sip and See, but he was talking about how we could hear him saying that he's done more therapy now than Jesse has, and he's worked on everything, and he's waiting, and now I need to see some stuff from her. And again, if that's your attitude at this point, then that you're not healed. Like if your attitude is all about, what are you going to do for me? What are you going to do for me? The tit for tat. I've done 5 things. You need to do 5 things. You know, it's all of those kinds of things. And I really, truly think that Jordan, I think he really wanted to go there to see if he could hook up with someone. And I don't think he did. But I don't know if that's because that was his choice.
Wow. Yeah. Have you ever seen any episodes of this Vanderpump Villa?
No, I've heard it's an awful show. So, and the other thing I was confused about
a show until I saw it on here.
Yeah, I mean, it was the thing I don't quite understand about it is I thought it took place in Italy, but they keep talking about going to London. Okay, so this is why they were talking about the trip to London. I'm like,
right,
okay,
every season.
So now they're in London,
different location. Okay. Yeah,
got it. Okay. So, but yeah, just all the posturing, all of the, hey, let's go into this, my very special Italian tailor. And, oh, I told them to get us oysters. And it's like, okay, great. You've had oysters and you've got a tailor. Great. Good for you, Jordan.
Yeah.
Happy for you.
The club.
Yeah.
All right.
So, but my favorite was Jordan moment was they're at the sip and see, they have this moment where Michaela's going to release butterflies into the air as this magical moment of new beginning and rebirth for these 3 children. And she's about to open the box and Jordan's like, can I go? Can I say something right now? Can I go right now? And it was to basically make this announcement.
About Vanderpump Villa.
And the look on Michaela's face of just like, oh, you motherfucker. Like, how dare you?
How dare you steal these babies' moment?
Yes, it's true. He's stealing the moment. He's at least stealing Michaela's moment. She's like, I arranged for these butterflies. You know how long it took me to get them in this box?
Poor butterflies trapped in there.
Shove them in this box. And butterflies aren't going to make it if we have to wait here for Jordan to talk.
Hopefully they're still alive, most of them.
Yes. And then episode 2 is basically just what happened at the villa. And it's, Jen and Whitney are now in LA. So they've got houses about, they're like getting Airbnbs and getting themselves set up. I think there should have been more scenes of Jen and Whitney and their families living together. I'm like, this is like quite the sitcom, but we didn't see much of it.
How long do you think they were actually there?
Maybe a day or 2. Yeah. I don't know. Probably not that long, but I'm sure there was some good stuff. I mean, that's like they each have 3 kids, 2 parents, nannies, camera crews. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah. Well, and they didn't get into, remember this was, I forget where they were making a big deal about this, but because Whitney had left the show. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if it was season 2 or maybe
I think it was season 2.
3. Okay.
No, it was season 2.
And then she came back because she found out that they were going to cast at least one of the wives to be on Dancing with the Stars. And she got a lot of criticism for that, which it doesn't really bother me. It's like, you do go for it. Get your, whatever. And, Jen got to go too. So that's all good.
Yeah. Well, let's see. So the big thing, this is one of the things about Taylor that makes me a little crazy is you and Dakota are not together. Mm-hmm. What does it matter what he does?
Yeah.
What does it matter what he does when, and you're bringing in some TikTok artist, Instagram artist or whatever, who again, you're wondering, why are you here? And that's the thing about the show is there's always this feeling of like, is this guy really here because he's interested in Taylor? Is he here because the show's producers needed to find someone? Or is he here because he's trying to promote his music? And you don't care about Taylor at all.
Because that's the thing. Okay. So when she invites him to come visit her, and probably when she started talking to him, she knew she was going to be the Bachelorette. Because this all kind of happens simultaneously. Like the Call Her Daddy podcast comes out where she announces it. And they make it look like it's simultaneous. And he's coming to visit her. They talk about it.
Yeah.
He knows. And it's a month away. In a month, she's leaving to go film this show. And, how many seasons of The Bachelorette have people lost their minds because they find out that, right before the show, this person was dating someone, or had a relationship with someone or whatever. And she's not even trying to hide it.
No.
She doesn't care. I mean, it makes me really wonder, okay, how serious are you about this Bachelorette thing? And she's losing her mind because she hears that Dakota had sex with someone at the villa.
Well, he had a 4-way kiss with 3 women. Ooh. And then he had sex with a woman. It's like, you're not together. You're not together.
I know, she was devastated by that.
Yeah.
Devastated. And she's supposed to go on The Bachelorette in a month.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is going to be a disaster. I have to watch.
I know. Well, Dakota, I've always found to be utterly fascinating as a human being because he is so, it's really hard to know what his motivations are. I think it's a little bit of everything. When he first got on the show, he was a little too enthusiastic doing those dances. Do you know what I mean? When they get the husbands to do the dances with them, there are some that are like, okay, I'll just do this and that. No, Dakota was putting his whole self into it. Like you could tell he liked that. So, and I think that that's what Taylor feels is this guy, I don't know what's going on with this guy. And I think she does fear and that he just lingers around and he's hanging out to use her for fame. But the thing is that if you you're obviously still in love with him or attached to him or something, if you're this angry. And I can imagine being hurt, but you can't be, she's pissed at him. And it's like, you can't be pissed at him.
You're not together. Yeah, you're not together. If you want to be with him, be with him. If not, then let it go and move on with your own life.
Yeah. And if you think he's there to chase clout and all these other things, then just why do these things bother you? And I think that's the part that's hard. I think Taylor feels things incredibly deeply. And I think she is not someone she's not a tough person. And I think she feels deeply. And I think she is really devastated. And I think that she's in this funky spot where she's clearly the star of the show and she's getting all these opportunities, but I think she's also seeing it as a way of getting herself like away from being dependent on a man. But I think at the same time, I think she just really wants to be with Dakota and have like a traditional family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then she's also talking to and flirting with Miranda's ex,
Chase.
And he's the one who was part of the swinging. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So she's had a relationship with him of some sort.
Yes.
And he's saying that she is his crush. He's into her and she's kind of being coy. So then there's that whole thing.
Yeah. So I think what's happening for Taylor is I think there's a part of her that's like, do you really have a crush on me? Or do you know dating me would get you more screen time?
Right. He's doing it for DadTok.
DadTok, yeah. But what I love, the show, the way they talk about like MomTok and DadTok, it's just, it's so utterly ridiculous. There's no way you can say, I'm really worried about MomTok right now. There's no way you can make DadTok is really killing it. There's no way you could say either of these phrases or words or combination of words without sounding like a massive tool. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like a real. And so that's the other part of it too, is every time they say that, you're just like, you gotta be kidding me here. Really?
Yeah.
So.
Well, and there's weird stuff going on with the editing, I think, because of this lawsuit. And because, so when I was checking out the DadTok videos, Demi's husband, forget his name.
Brett.
He was in the DadTok videos. Now, these are probably old videos. I mean, there's random ones that just popped up when I searched. So I don't know how old they are. But when he does not get invited to go to the villa with the other guys.
No, I know, because of the Demi stuff. Yeah.
And so Demi is sort of being kind of phased out, I get. She was not in the first episode at all, hardly. And then in the second episode, she has a talk with Jesse. But I guess, so something happened at the reunion, the season 3 reunion. Is that when all the Marciano stuff came out?
Yeah. I honestly didn't watch the reunion because I just couldn't stomach it anymore by the time I got to episode 10. Yeah, I mean, I think that there's this 2 different narratives, which is Jesse's narrative is that and Jen agrees. All the other women that were there all say Demi was flirting with Marciano heavily, very much so. And apparently they kept a relationship once she got home. And apparently the way in which they were texting with each other, Demi's making it seem like, oh, we're just friendly. But if you really look at it and some of the things that were going on.
Well, yeah, in the lawsuit that we're going to discuss in the next show, there are text messages that is very detailed about what she was doing.
So then it comes out that Jesse had this romantic relationship with him. And I don't know, Demi's a pretty competitive person. So I don't know. And so I think that put her in a kind of a weird spot where part of her is like, well, this is the guy I'm flirting with. How dare you have an emotional affair with the person I'm having an emotional affair with? And then Demi then reversed course and really made it so that he was threatening her, like, being stalking her or whatever, and that she felt unsafe around him. And I think that's when, and I don't blame him. Like, she changed her story on a dime.
Oh, she was making very, very serious allegations.
Very serious.
And what's interesting is that it sort of feels like the show is phasing her out because, the show is also being sued.
So by Marciano.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
The production company that does the show is being sued for publishing all this stuff, because that's one of the elements, of defamation. That's something you publish it that knowing that it's, not truthful. And they're saying that the production company who has cameras on these people all the time knew what the truth was. And yet they continued to broadcast Demi calling him a sexual predator, saying all these things about him, with a reckless disregard for the truth. So it's in their best interest as well to get this story off of the show.
Yes. And I think that Demi is a liability for them at this point.
Absolutely.
I think that, none of the other women like her. I liked her after season 1 and then season 2. I think she's super competitive. And I think she saw very quickly like, hey, fans like me, because she was kind of like this chill, she wasn't doing much of anything in the first season. She got full of herself and she hates the fact that Taylor's the star. And now Whitney. And, she was trying to get Taylor, kicked out of the group or all this stuff. And that's when everything started to blow up in her face. And again, she is a perplexing person to me. I cannot make heads or tails of her because I don't even know if she's lying. I think she's mainly lying, but I think she's also lying to herself. I don't even know if she knows what the truth is anymore. There's something a little.
Psych Legal Pop will be right back after these messages.
This message comes from Jackson. Taxes aren't something you can only think about once a year. With investments, planning for tax day is year-round. Fortunately, Jackson offers tax-efficient products. Visit jackson.com for more information on how our products can make your tax bill a little bit less painful. Jackson is short for Jackson Financial Incorporated, Jackson National Life Insurance Company, Lansing, Michigan, and Jackson National Life Insurance Company of New York, Purchase, New York.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Because Progressive offers discounts for paying in full, owning a home, and more. Plus, you can count on their great customer service to help you when you need it, so your dollar goes a long way. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save on car insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states or situations.
Well, they referenced this in the lawsuit about how, remember that Halloween party where she said that somebody shoved her?
Chase. And we all watched that. He
brushed up against her.
He barely tapped her. And really what he was saying, he kind of was pushing back going, yeah, you go do that. Like anyone else in life. Hey, someone says, fuck you. Well, fuck you too. That's it. That was the extent of it. That's what this guy did.
Yeah. And she went and she told her husband and got him all, jacked up. And then he and Jordan and some other guys all confronted him. The police were called. And she made it sound like that he pushed her, was physical with her, violent with her. So yes, she has some issues with the truth.
Yes. Well, and also what she said was, hey, this guy just put hands on me, which basically is what you're saying is this man just groped me, hit me, touched me, assaulted me in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
It's like, and so that's very dangerous. And her husband, who I don't think's the greatest person either, but this guy's just walking in thinking something terrible happened. Mm-hmm. So he's blind to it's like, God, I mean, it's very manipulative. So yeah. Anyway, so then the whole big thing is none of the DadTok guys, I guess they swore each other to secrecy or something like that in London. But it comes out basically from Jordan that that Dakota slept with this other person, and then it comes out, and so then Jesse tells Taylor, and it becomes a whole thing. And then the men all get together for like a brunch or a dinner. I couldn't figure out what it was, and everyone's mad because Jordan went against DadTok bro code and told, Jesse and the other women what was happening and But there is something about this that's very different than a housewives show of how incestuous and how information travels. Like there is it's like everything. I don't know why anyone's trying to hide anything. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? It's like, if it's happening, it's going to come out and
yeah. There's no loyalty with any of these people.
No.
Not at all.
No.
Even these people who claim to be so close and good friends and have known each other for so long, like nothing. Mm-hmm. Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then Jordan being the one to expose Dakota, and then all of it is just bizarre. Truly bizarre. But that's kind of the overview of what happened. I wanted to get into some themes of things because what struck me from watching the first 2 episodes is how this show is this mirror of where we are in our world right now, where we are in our culture. And, this is a topic that's talked about a lot, which is this, the man-child problem that we have, where we have this maturity gap between men and women. And I actually have some stats here. That, let's see, it's a growing developmental gap between men and women in early adulthood. So around the time these people, their ages, except for Brett, who's like in his 40s, women are now significantly outperforming men in education. In the United States, among adults ages 25 to 34, about 47% of women have a bachelor's degree compared to about 37% of men. That gap widened steadily since the 1990s. Women also now make up about 60% of college students. So education, and when you have more education, it also gives you more of an emotional development, communication skills, economic independence, and therefore delayed marriage. And so when women gain those advantages faster than men, what's happened is it's created this real mismatch in relationships, because before, it was the man went to work and he brought home a paycheck and that was his contribution. Or that was his only expected contribution. Mm-hmm. And now what's happened is women are like, well, I'm bringing home a paycheck. I'm raising kids. I'm doing 9,000 things. So can you. Mm-hmm. And so what we're seeing right now is what they're calling this extended adolescence in a lot of men, that sociologists are saying that, men are more likely to delay certain adult milestones, like, being independent, emotional independence, creating long-term partnerships. Cultural expectations have in the past allowed men to go a lot slower and drag their heels because economics and marriage, they were still very much rewarded by the system, even when they were dragging their feet. And so now it's like, well, you don't have that, if you don't have the promise of the career and the money to provide, then it's almost a little bit like, you can't drag your feet anymore.
Yeah, men used to be just kind of given jobs.
Yes.
Literally, if you were in the right kind of socioeconomic group and,
look at our grandfather.
Oh, yeah.
Both sides, but Brigham, our grandfather went to Stanford University. And because he went to Stanford, I don't even think it was that hard to get into Stanford at that time, but then he got a management job
in the shipyards.
And
he didn't have to go to war, World War II, because that was considered, he was already working in the military industrial complex.
Yes. And he also didn't have to work he never had to do any of the manual labor, like the actual labor. He was in an office. Yeah, a supervisor. And then he worked his way up until he was vice president and then retired and passed away. But yeah, he's like the classic example of, I'm sure he did his job really well. I'm sure he was good at what he did. But dear God, I mean, it was like, talk about the path being cleared for you.
Mm-hmm. I know it's not that way anymore. And I think that's the source of a lot of men's, I don't know what you want to call it, like jealousy or, the threat of women is that now they have to compete with women. Like before, they just had to compete with other men in their kind of socioeconomic group. Yeah. Now they have to compete with women all across the board. And like you said, women have more education, they have better communication skills, better interpersonal skills, better at multitasking, better at so many different things.
Well, and that's the other thing too, that I think men aren't willing to admit, which is you still have a boot on our necks and we're still outpacing you. You know what I mean? Like we are still oppressed and we're still outpacing you. We're still beating you.
And we still suffer setbacks in career, setbacks and stuff if we have children. Mm-hmm. And even with all the cards that we have stacked against us, we're still managing to hustle it out. And that's like these Mormon wives. They hustled at it. I mean, they were having babies. Mm-hmm. They were, I don't know how much they were working outside of the home because they're pretty young. I don't know what kind of careers they had. And then the religious component of it, where you're expected to, they might have gone to college, but then after college, it's like, well, you got to get married. And so they don't, even without like the education or work experience or whatever, they still manage to become millionaires. Yeah. Just by sheer hard work and ingenuity.
Yeah. I feel like all of these women are from middle to upper. I feel like they're all upper middle class. Mm-hmm. Like I get the sense that they all had a lot of family help and a lot of family money. So I think that maybe they went to college. That's the other thing too, is I don't think these men were really working. I'm wondering if they were being supported by the families, and they're all so young. All of this is happening, when they're so young, and that it was almost like these women kind of tripped upon this of like, well, this is fun. Let's do this, when I have spare time, and they saw it grow.
Well, yeah, like Zach, we saw his college graduation when he graduated from BYU. Mm-hmm. So and then he was going to go to medical school. So Zach has had no work experience at this point, other than being on this show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Honestly, the person that probably, I will say, and you can tell me I'm wrong, I think the person who has the most work experience, the most business experience is Jessie.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah. She has her own business and she's had it for a long time and it's very successful.
Yeah. I mean, I think Macy's a pretty together person, but I don't think the things that you've built aren't what she's done. Like Jessie did this without the clout of the show.
Right.
That's impressive. That's impressive. And that always makes, and that I think always makes the difference with things. If it's something that you're doing, that you're good at, that you've been doing, the show will help you grow it. But if you're trying to do it during the show, it doesn't ever seem to work as well.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
And so the other sort of theme is around gender roles, right? Where gender roles were very, very structured, and Mormon communities tend to be, or they traditionally are, very strict gender roles. And now these women are influencers and they're running brands. And so this sort of becomes, I think this is what we're seeing with the men and the women, which is this fundamental contradiction, right? Which is, if traditional patriarchy assumes a few things, that men will provide financially, women will manage the home, and male authority organizes family structure. But when women have these public figures and the money, things change. And now actually women are now the primary or co-breadwinner in about 45% of households with children. In many dual income marriages, wives earn roughly the same as their husbands or sometimes more.
Mm-hmm.
And even with making less than you mothers. And so it's almost like, I feel like what we're seeing is these men who were raised in this tradition kind of almost reconciling, right? Reconciling the fact that like, oh, I am being supported by my wife. I am at home. And the thing is, they don't want to change that. They don't want to change that. Listen, Jordan doesn't want to get a job. Connor doesn't want to get a job. And I think they know that. They know they don't want
people telling them what to do. Yeah.
Yeah. And so neither of them wants to get a job, but at the same time, they don't know where to be. Like these men, because they just have this one idea of what it means to be a man, or how you should show up in the world, or how a marriage should be, that now they're being challenged. And it's like, either you go along, you either figure out how to grow with it, or this isn't going to work.
Yeah. I want to look up and see. I don't know. Jordan really rubs me the wrong way.
He's utterly exhausting.
He really is. I mean, I don't know who he thinks he is. I want to know what he did for a job. Let's see if I can get a quick answer to this.
All right. Well, while you...
he's worked as a solar manager.
Okay.
Are those the people that walk around and knock on your door and say,
I hate those people. Solar? Oh my God. I cannot tell you how many people have knocked on our door. And every time we're like, no, go away.
Okay. So he's worked as a solar manager for Rise Energy in Lehi, Utah since 2021.
Is he currently still there?
I guess so.
Are you on his LinkedIn?
No, this is just the AI thing, but we could look at his LinkedIn. Well, then it says side hustle, social media content creator, often seen on his wife's TikTok and leading DadTok trends. Okay.
I bet you anything his father owns that solar company.
Yeah. Oh, it says here that he quit his job to do this stuff full time. So yeah, it's a lot more lucrative than whatever you were doing at the solar company.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's the thing right now. They're seeing how, you make a lot of money. You're really popular. You're getting all these deals. So this thing that we saw as less than to these women who we see as less than, now we're copying their stuff and we are trying to build our own thing, but they are still bigger and better. It's just like, it's almost like they don't know how to sit with themselves because it's so foreign to them that they are the lesser of the two.
Well, they used to make fun of this MomTok stuff. They thought it was embarrassing and ridiculous. And now look who's having the last laugh.
Yeah. Well, and also the other part of it too is that, and we're seeing this with what happened with Jen is that, yeah, these women are still, they're obviously they're still married, but many of them, I think what they've learned through all of this is, oh, wait a second, marriage doesn't automatically make you happy. Having children doesn't automatically make you happy. You got to figure out what's going to make you happy. And so marriage becomes less important, and that's the other one too, is that how the person treats you becomes more and more important. Like, what are you bringing? Like, Jordan, what are you bringing to the table, Jordan?
Right.
And you're not bringing anything.
If you don't need to be supported by someone, then you better be doing more than being a potted plant.
Yeah. And so then the other theme, this one more theme, which is about this influencer wife paradox, which is something that psychologists call the identity performance problem. When your livelihood depends on presenting a particular image, you start performing a version of yourself that may not fully reflect reality. So, right, it's all about comparison and what's going on. So for couples, the pressure is enormous because now your marriage is your brand, and so conflict becomes this public spectacle that everyone can comment on. Disagreements could mean, disagreements become content, fights become content. And the show, I think sort of pulls the curtain back and shows us this gap between like the curated, this digital person, this identity, and the actual human experience. Because when it's funny, when you see them doing these TikTok dances, what's so fascinating is it's like, if you just see that, then you're going to have one perception of these women and these men and their lives if the show did not exist. But we get to see this whole other show. So you're watching these videos and it's like, is that really reality? It's just I can imagine it's a very strange place to be in. That's all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I remember like from the first season of this show, I'm kind of surprised that, because if you just watch that first season, God, so much has changed with these women.
Mm-hmm.
And I never would have guessed it. I would have thought that it was always going to stay kind of, I don't know. But yeah, this show is it goes to some pretty deep places, honestly. And it's a lot.
Yeah. Well, did you see the news that Michaela and Jace are separated?
Oh, no.
So they're separated. I mean, again, I've not watched episodes 3 through 10, so I think this comes back around. Mm-hmm. But, Michaela has been pretty open about her history of sexual abuse as a child. And the other thing that's, kind of brushed under the rug, but everyone knows it is that Michaela got pregnant at 16. She and Jason, right. She was 16. He was 21, which is illegal. And she got pregnant. Then like a month later, like I think that she got pregnant right away, and then they got engaged or married or something like a month later kind of thing. So it's very obvious that these two barely knew each other, right? They're both were young, but she was incredibly young. And, she's just now dealing with the sexual trauma. I know she also has a bunch of health problems, which I think are connected to all of this. Like she has a lot of skin issues and stomach, that kind of thing. And I feel like a lot of that's connected to this. But yeah, I was like, good for her. They're breaking up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, we didn't talk about Layla's new
Mason
boyfriend. Now, where did he come from?
He's Chase's brother. He's Chase's brother.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So, and that's the other one too, right? Jordan kept talking about like, Mason, he's just like a very hot Jesus, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? He's like describing, I don't think it's possible for him not to cheat when he's there. It's this weird thing of like, well, this is, Mason's your friend, Chase is your friend, is Layla your friend, but you're rooting for him to cheat on her. And it's
just trying to say something provocative to just get attention.
I think that Jordan does not like himself, and he needs someone else to not like themselves too. So, and he is so embarrassed by this cheating. So embarrassed that his wife hated him so much that she would rather talk to this guy than you, and that she kissed him a few times, which again, it's cheating. I don't know.
Were they separated at the time?
No.
Or no? Mm-hmm. Okay. Because that happened after the whole Villa thing.
Yes.
Marciano was in Las Vegas, and that's where they met up. And it's just all out there. So yeah, I think he is mortified.
He's mortified, and again, he can't. I mean, he does not have the ability to reflect and look at himself. So basically, he is just pointing in any other direction so that he doesn't have to take accountability. And he wants someone to look worse than him. Mm-hmm. But guess what? No one is going to look worse than you, because it's a you problem, Jordan. It's not the behavior. It's not what happened. It's your attitude. Yeah.
And, I worry about Layla. She's so young. And isn't this like the third person she's been with since the show started?
Yeah. And I think she and Mason are broken up by now.
Oh. Huh.
Yeah. I mean, I think she's got a very interesting story and her background. I wish we learn more about that. My assumption is her ex probably doesn't let the kids on the show. So this is why we don't see her children at all. But so it's hard to even picture her being a mom. But yeah, she really is. Yeah, she is an interesting one, because she's young in general, but she's almost younger than she even is whatever her chronological age is. There's something very young about her, because the way she is in these relationships, it feels like high school. Mm-hmm. Don't these feel like high school relationships?
Yeah, she's like, tell me everything. I want to hear all the tea. And and now I forget, was she raised Mormon, or did she just decide to become Mormon because all her friends were Mormon?
I think she was the one that decided to become Mormon. I think she maybe grew up in Utah, but maybe went to a primarily white Mormon school. And to fit in, this is what she did. Mm-hmm. And then she it sounds like she followed the path of having children, getting married, having children, all of this. Because I think she has 2 kids. I think.
With the first husband.
Yeah. Yeah. And she's so, just all of it. I mean, she's obviously very beautiful, and she's tall, but she seems so thin.
I know.
And so just right. Sometimes when you see her wearing clothes and you feel like it's a little kid dressing up, like putting on mom's high heels. That's how young she feels sometimes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, and then you're seeing the guy, I mean, Mason, Chase's brother, how mature do you think that guy is? I mean, really.
Barely talks.
Yeah. I mean, what in God's name do you think their conversations are? Really? Really?
I don't know.
I would love to be a fly on the wall of any of these places to know what do these 2 people talk about when we're not around watching them.
I don't know. I know it's such a fascinating, I don't know which one to call it. I don't know, lifestyle is not quite the right word, but this culture of, the Mormon culture, there's so much, there's so many layers of stuff.
Yes. Yes.
But anyway, I hope I can stick with this.
Okay.
We can come back in a few, after a few more episodes and discuss where we go from here. But yeah, I really want to know what happens with Taylor, how this Bachelorette stuff. Oh, goodness. And yeah, all of it.
Well, and that whole section where Ben is, and I know that they're doing this for the show, but Ben's hanging out with Taylor and then all the women come over with the babies. And
they're all breastfeeding.
Yeah, and they're all breastfeeding. But the grilling, we talked about this with Love is Blind. Like this grilling of people is not cute. I know everyone's like, haha, we're going to grill you. And then they grill the person. It's like, no one likes that. And so asking him 1,000,001 questions and all of this other stuff is ridiculous, especially since Taylor right here is about to go on a show where she's looking for love. So what, you're going to put this guy on the hot seat for what?
Well, I think, Ben is just here to try to get some more followers, some more TikTok followers, and get people to download his music. And,
Yeah.
I don't think he'll
what
be
did you
around
think
for
of his
long.
music?
I was not, it didn't really catch my attention. I can't even remember what it sounded like. It was just kind of.
The way she talked about him, like she saw him and oh my God, there was this feeling and And when we meet him, I'm like, okay.
This is what you brought him to LA or not LA? Utah for. Now, where is he from?
I think he said Virginia.
Oh, Virginia. That's right.
So
I don't know.
Yeah. Who knows? All right. Well, yes, we cannot. I mean, we're going to try to take this, 2 episodes at a time. Because trying to shove it all into one episode is exhausting. And then trying to do each one single is exhausting.
Well, I think depending on how much happens, maybe we can do 3 or 4 episodes. And because, they're all out already. So try to get in as many as we can and come back and just see where this goes. See where DadTok goes. I mean,
what's going to happen with DadTok, you guys?
I don't know.
Have to know. So
we have to know. I mean,
we will be back.
DadTok is on the line here.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for joining us. There's lots of different ways you can support us. You can check out our Patreon, where you get all the shows ad free, plus a weekly bonus and some other things. If you go to our higher tier, you can follow us on social media at Psych Legal Pop. You can give us a 5-star rating and review. Those really do help us. You can subscribe to the show because we're doing lots of new, different stuff. Our schedule's a lot more fluid these days. So the smartest thing to do is, if you enjoy us, is to subscribe to Psych Legal Pop. And am I missing anything, Brooke?
No, I think that covers it.
Yeah, that's it. All right. We'll see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.
This message comes from Jackson. Taxes aren't something you can only think about once a year. With investments, planning for tax day is year-round. Fortunately, Jackson offers tax-efficient products. Visit Jackson.com for more information on how our products can make your tax bill a little bit less painful. Jackson is short for Jackson Financial Incorporated, Jackson National Life Insurance Company, Lansing, Michigan, and Jackson National Life Insurance Company of New York, Purchase, New York.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Shifting a little money here, a little there, and hoping it all works out? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can be a better budgeter and potentially lower your insurance bill, too. You tell Progressive what you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll help you find options within your budget. Try it today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Acast powers the world's best podcasts. Here's a show that we recommend.
This season on The Dream.
Supplies are being provided by nurses who run out in the middle of the night and purchase diapers, but the hospital is still charging as if they still have these items.
We are digging into every topic we've ever wanted to cover on this show.
It's a spinning plate analogy. The second that you stop spinning those plates, that crashes. So you can never stop working.
The Dream Season 4 comes at you weekly starting Monday, January 20th.
Acast helps creators launch, grow, and monetize their podcasts everywhere. Acast.com.